Hello and welcome to the introduction to the new Over the Rooftop Bundle. This includes the Over the Rooftop stamp set along with the Over the Rooftop dies. It allows you to create a really adorable street scene. There's 3 different types of buildings or homes. You can customize it with all the details. A wrought iron fence right here. There are steps. There are 3 different doors. Some roofing details. You can mix and match the color. There's 4 little wreaths, a vertical banner, some wreath bows, and here's a station wagon. And then you can create a Christmas scene with Santa in his sleigh and the reindeer up high in the sky. There's a sun or a moon. There's clouds or shrubbery, another banner, heart, star. This is a circular disc that can make it interactive from night to day with stars if you want. And then this little thing here is like a hilly or snowy hilly backdrop that you can customize. Some banners or garland, some trees, an arched banner for sentiments. There's a tree topper to go on top of the station wagon, and then sentiments to go with it. You have these arched sentiments that fit perfectly in that arched die, and they fit great on the wheel, like so. There's the die that coordinates with that, and a bunch of tiny little sentiments that fit in vertical to go on that vertical banner, like that, little ones that you can put on the house. I'll show you how this all comes together. There's some snow that you can stamp on that disc detail to make it like wintry. And then there's a turn stamp to show you that it's interactive. Some larger sentiments, hello, happy, welcome to the neighborhood. You can pair that together. Just a lot of ways to mix and match. Let's be jolly, holidays, hello. So these are sentiments that carry you throughout the year. I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite bundles I've seen in a very long time. I mean, just looking at this makes me giddy. I don't know if you can tell. If you're into architecture, this is going to be your jam. Okay, so it looks like I've put this all together, but actually everything's loose because I want to walk you through all the details. You gotta just buckle in, okay? All right, so let's start with the back disc. You can cut this. I did a yellow one. If you want to put it behind the star opening to make like yellow stars, or you can leave it open and just make like white stars, white or yellow. If you want yellow, die cut a yellow disc and put it behind. I die cut that disc out of blueberry, and then I did another out of harbor, cut it in half so you can rotate it from day to night. Okay, and then I cut the snowy hill out of white so it can look like snow. And you have this little grounding. It's kind of like a street. And then I made little snowy banks down along the bottom. Now for Santa and his sleigh. You have 4 reindeer. You can do more, but 4 fits on this little string-like thing that you can die cut. And it's kind of like a silhouette. So I did it all out of black cardstock. You don't want to get too crazy. You know, if you looked up in the sky, you're probably going to see the silhouette of Santa on his sleigh. It looks really cute up there. Now, I went ahead and stamped a sentiment, Merry Christmas to all, die cut it with that arched banner. See how it fits perfectly on top of there? You can add some stars for detail. Now for the houses. Oh my goodness gracious, the houses just slay me all day long, especially for the holidays. The detail is outstanding. Okay, let's talk about it. You can do the houses, the buildings, in a variety of different color. You have the red garland, the black rooftop, the wreath with the red bow. You've got the molding out of aqua sky, a black double door, gray steps, a black wrought iron fence. Here we have a red house with a nectar detailing and a brown roof. That vertical banner, I embossed joy on it, added some wreaths with aqua sky bow, and then you have the detailing, door, sidewalk, wrought iron fence. Here we have a light nectar building with some grapefruit detail, more garland, detail on the molding, a brown door, steps, wrought iron fence. Do you see where I'm going? Like, you can make it as detailed as you want. Or the second card shows it a lot simpler for an option that's not holiday themed. Okay, so this one is very zhuzhed up for the holidays. I'm here for it. The station wagon, however, steals the show. I mean, I'm feeling like I want to be in that, like the Lampoons driving the Christmas tree home for the holidays. I think I did that out of avocado. It's a perfect little station wagon to drive on the street in front of those holiday buildings. Okay, so here's another version just for a non-holiday. I die cut that disc out of Harbor, and I made some clouds. I'm trimming off that excess. 2 clouds kind of on the top with a sun. And now this one does not have to be interactive. You can make it interactive, but I'm just showing you if you want to make it non-interactive. That's also an option. Keep it simple. For the hilly backdrop, I did kind of a grassy hilly. You still get your street and your sidewalk down along the bottom. Those are those dies right there. And that skinny one kind of makes like a sidewalk above the street. Added details that you can do or not do. I did little tiny trees. I love how that kind of overlaps the sun up on that disc. And now for these little buildings and houses, they're much simpler, just for every day. They don't have all the wreaths and the garland and the bits and baubles, but they're still equally beautiful. Okay, so I did that embossed hello on that tiny little banner. I added a heart right in the center. I did 3 brown doors, 3 gray steps, 1 wrought iron fence, and just kept it simple. Now I did back these houses with a little bit of white cardstock. I just freehand cut that to fit behind the windows because I noticed if you left the houses open like so and you put it on a grassy background, you're going to have green coming through the windows. So you might want to back your house with white, or you could also back it with yellow if you want to make it look like there's a soft light inside, like candlelight. That would be pretty as well. And so this gives you another look for the seasons, Now I'm going to show you how to put this interactive portion together. It's very easy to do. Okay, first thing you got to do is create a card base. I created a standard A2 size card base. I guess the size doesn't really matter, but I'm just telling you it's A2. And I put some of that Fa La La pattern paper on it. It's light Harbor with white kind of snowflakes. I have my disc ready to go. You're going to need your disc, and then you're going to eyeball where you want it to be. So you kind of got to get the lay of the land where you want your disc to be and kind of have your snowy hill or whatever you're putting there, put it all down so you can see where everything needs to go. When you know where you want your disc to be, take a pencil and mark that hole opening, just like that. That's all you got to do. I mean, easy peasy. Now you're going to need some type of poker tool. I have my Tim Holtz retractable needle, and poke right through where you made that pencil mark. Be careful not to poke your finger, because I've done that before and I had to put on a Band-Aid. It's not the end of the world. And then you're going to need a brad. You're going to need a little brad. I think Concord Nights sells these. You put that brad through your disc hole and then put that through your poked hole. This sounds inappropriate. Okay, lightly close the brad. You can always tighten it later, but you want to get it to spin. Get that spinner working. So this will take you from day to night. Okay, now for your hilly panel here. You're going to adhere this down, but you want to make sure that whatever you're using doesn't get in the way of your spinny disc. Okay, so I'm going to do a little foam tape right along the bottom. I have so many different widths and thicknesses of foam tape. You just want to make sure that it's thick enough and that it does not get in the way of your disc. So I kind of just eyeballing that, making sure I have room, and put a little bit on the sides up near the top so that your panel doesn't get saggy. Nothing worse than a saggy panel, but you also don't want it to get in the way. Okay, couple little pieces right there. And then you're going to carefully center this and make sure that your hill covers the daytime of your disc. This is very similar to a card if you joined us for the C9 summer camp. I did an interactive card very similar to this, but it had a camping theme and it was so fun. Everyone loved it. And now we have one for Christmas and all year round. And the buildings, I can't say enough about how much I love these buildings. Okay, now if you want to, there is a little turn sentiment that you can stamp on your card to let the recipient know that you can turn it, because they might not know the magic that's about to happen. So I stamped that little turn with Harbor ink, since that pattern paper is kind of a light Harbor color, and it just says turn with a little arrow, and that'll take you from day to night. And a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. And here is the card number 2. This one's not interactive. It's stationary, equally beautiful, great for spring, summer, non-holiday themed. And that is the introduction to the new Over the Rooftop stamp and die set.